out of this world on a map like Kavutu. But so far, he's sitting at a 0.97. Looking at him to answer early into this series.
Yeah, looking at Octane and really from the Thieves, the one thing that is scary though about their hard points is that nobody ranks above like a 1.06. Nobody sits below a 0.97. It is all around consistent from this Thieves team in hard point as we are ready for the reset. On into the Kavutu, and it appears that everybody's frying except for Draza. He dies by a barrel.
Thieves starting off with this P1 exactly how you want. You get this initial time, but the Ravens actually do a great job of breaking right on in. Usually when you see a team take control of that P1 hard point, you're basically forcing that second team to hit that early rotation. But London are able to get back in, pick up a couple of these kills. So this final 15 is going to go in their favor. And you already have Nasty and Paulex off the rotation. The Thieves, so far, starting off this game a little slow.
Yeah, and take a look at the cross that we got right now, specifically for player 5. 0 sits in a primary position, takes down 2, and with that, it will limit the forces. If the Thieves are going to half off of spawn, but it's the beamer from Sam LaRue that will open up the avenue, rather, for the Thieves to maybe make their way inside a top boat. And the one player that you love to have in a position like that is going to be Envoy. Trades aplenty, but it will be the Ravens who are walking away with the majority of them. Kenny gets the last laugh of the fight. And with the Thieves rushing in the way that they are, this is great time for them. He and Octane combine for 2, make it 3 as Paulex gets sent flying. Afro alive on 2 HP. He gets killed by a stun. Everybody's dropping, and all I know, Jay, is that Thieves sit in the hill.
Yeah, this is the remaining 20 seconds is definitely going in favor of the Thieves. Now you just had to start thinking about that rotation. So number 4 in Envoy, a huge one-on-one gunfight to eliminate this player from top green. And look what he's doing. He's able to hit that full pitch. Gonna catch a player in Paulex off guard. One player in 0. It's gonna be a player that spawns behind him. Does Envoy read it? I don't think he does. So 0 should be able to approach this gunfight. He actually does. And Envoy gets the kill as well. Just when you were thinking that the Ravens are gonna have the spawns, have the rotations, the Thieves are able to break on in, but then they take down that kill onto Envoy. They control the hill for the time being. Should be able to switch this lead here.
And props to the Ravens for being able to rebound. Octane falls off the 5 spree, but in the meantime, little plays like that, right, are what has made this Thieves team so scary in the hard points. It's not just the incredible slayers that you have on one end, but it's the little plays that somebody like Envoy can make. A nice response in the feed. It's overall a 3-for-1 in favor of London, as those 25 seconds look to tick away. Meanwhile, on the rotation, it is London who's going to be here early, specifically Paulex, who sits at the top of the tower. And that's going to catch a lot of the Thieves' attention, specifically Octane, giving out the callouts, trying to initiate that Paul is trying to make the play. A big 1v1 as both players struggle to get up the ladder. Paul, for one, can't trade on the second. A nice trade for the Thieves to take, and boy, do they need some time at this next hard point. It's the one to do it on. We'll see how the Ravens look to try and retake.
Yeah, Paulex almost just ruined the party on the side of the Thieves. Him just staying alive in that top building allows 0 to try to hit that late flank. If 0 to win that huge one-on-one versus Kenny, but spawns would have potentially flipped, and then London will be able to have control of this hard point. But as for now, the Thieves controlling the back spawns, controlling the hill for the time being. You see a lot of pressure starting to come in from a bunch of London players from all over the map. One player left here is going to be Envoy. He has to try to go big. He gets taken down in London. They break on in.
And I love that play from London as well, right? They full send it just by a few of those engagements, which we know how this hill can be. A little bit scrappy, a little sticky in the backside of the spawns, but okay, never mind. The spawns are flipping everywhere back and forth. I was going to say, it's a good play by London, and you could argue it's an even better play that they now have in their favor. The final 10 seconds, they'll give that to the Thieves, and they will prepare for next. Kavutu can be a mixed bag from time to time as Paul watches a nice little explosion happen in front of his face. We'll say goodbye to the eyebrows, but at least it's the time that they've now got in their hands. 120 to 91. The final 50 seconds of the first set of rotations, and right now it has been the Ravens in the driver's seat. Let's step aside and go to a listening with London.
We got the weakest from broken.
He didn't come into me.
No, he's going to catch me. Front broken drive. Front.
Nice. 3 dead.
Get time.
You're looking for
He's front broken
Nice.
Push on straight away. Give me a sec.
I'm looking middle right now. Middle, front broken dead.
Nice. One boat now dead. I'm one shot.
Nice. I'm going new. I heard you. I got 1v1 now.
This scrap is huge, by the way, guys.
Yeah. Yeah, I have all your crosses, Trey. He's low boat, Trey. He's going mid tank, right?
Don't see him. He's still got me hold.
No, it's Envoy. Envoy's going you. I stunned the pitch, Trey.
Get over new, Paul. I'm coming down.
He's not top broken, Trey. He's front kitchen. I'm playing draws new.
Listen, I'm find out.
Nice, good shit.
I'm new. He could be close.
I'm rapping to you right
Yo,
side.
listen,
Okay?
two gonna spawn out. Yo, one top boat, two out the play, guys.
I need time.
I need time. We can try this.
One top boat. I'm trailing over you, Marcus. I'm trailing over you. I need one outer on the right side.
Yo, their steps, guys. Their steps. I'm nading it.
On the one top boat.
I sent them their outer. One shot their steps, guys.
Third, Trey, third. I got needed. He close.
Yeah,
Close. Top boat, right? Did he push us side up?
Give me a sec. Can you give me a sec?
No, bro, I can't listen.
Give me a sec, I'm gonna pinch.
He's on the rock, Draws. Need him.
Outer heady, absolute
on our rock. Listen.
yeah? Yo, I got a kill.
Tell me, Draws absolute for you. I got him hill. So one rock.
One down.
Two rock on me. On the rock.
Okay, the Ravens find themselves in the advantage. Those comms, everybody is spitting fire right now amongst each other. Despite having the new player in the lineup, Paul seems to be sitting right at home. A stunned Thieves team for the time finds themselves down 50. Let's step aside and see how the comms now sound for the other side. Let's go to a listen with LAT.
There were two on all. Nice, there were two on all.
Yeah, he can be out.
Only top boat. There's right now. I'm behind. Where's that? Third thing. Trey, weak. I don't want to. I'm the. Slid across. Our cliff rock. One low cliff. Low cliff steps. Low cliff. Our circle steps. I can low cliff. Nice. Our circle steps. I can count.
Time too.
I want to boat.
Back up.
I'm playing for us.
I'm looking at this side.
Mid-take. Green too. Alright, I'm top boat. What's up? Green. Top. I got needed. I'm on top.
Could be P5, guys.
I'm going. I'm located after location this. I'm looking P5. I'm circle tanker now.
Hey, I'm top green.
I'm top green. Top radio. I thought
Two, one green, one radio.
Watch your tank.
Mid afro.
He's challenged just in the middle.
Secure this time, bro. Secure this time.
It's a good time.
Watch my mid. Weak. Our side hold.
And it's circle tank.
Here, I'm circle with you.
Oh no, traded. Circle tank.
I don't see this guy.
He was there.
I think he's behind him. Alright, I'm holding for a second.
And the comms are just clean coming in from the Thieves. You can just tell if they're able to get back into this game with a great hold on that P2 hardpoint. They just have to execute this bake on P3 because a lot of commotion that happened the first go around was Envoy trying to do everything he can to try to flip these spawns, but the Thieves doing a great job of doing it right now as they're able to take control of the back. London still holding on from the front.
And Afro still being a menace with the SMG. He eventually gets traded out, but yeah, man, the comms. I mean, there's not one thing going on now. There's not anything going on Gavutu that the Thieves don't know about. How about Octane? How about Envoy? Great little trades for the front side of this hard point, and Envoy is ready to fry again. Now sitting on 4 in a row. How great could streaks be for this next hill if they're able to get it? Final 10 awarded to LAT, but what could be the hard point to decide it now sits up and is going to be in the London camp. You see Envoy's awareness trying to be prepared for what could be the spree. He gets taken down, and so do the Thieves' confidence, as they'll have to settle for a break. They'll have to settle for a little bit of time as Octane is able to combine for 2, not the third, as Afro still lingers.
And the perfect way for the Thieves to play this or try to win this game is to try to continuously force the spawns of the Royal Ravens on the backside, but they were able to flip it. So now London, they're doing exactly what they need to do to close out this hard point at this hill. Trap them in towards the back. As long as you're able to eliminate a couple of these players, or at least trade a couple of these kills while you're still picking up this time. This is the best possible position right now for the Ravens to close it out, as they find every single kill 15 seconds away from taking map number 1.
And they've got them in a trap. They've got them in a trap right now, Jay. The Thieves cannot break out. They've got to contest. They've got to do something, but Afro is frying 5 more seconds. Draza hops on the hill for a second, and the Thieves continue to get picked apart. And London answering out of the gates on Gavutu hardpoint. You've got to be kidding me.
Okay. I just remember the Thieves tweeting out a whole bunch of Kenny memes saying, hey, you play us on Gavutu, you have a better chance of doing anything else. But that's 2 back-to-back Gavutu hardpoints that we have seen the Thieves drop. One to Atlanta FaZe, now the second one coming to the London Royal Ravens. The Ravens, they just played that beautifully. The very first rotation of hardpoints, they were able to break into that P1.
The Ravens know how to get the job done early in these rounds. And the Thieves, well, they have not. Let's go ahead and jump into the search and destroy, though. Now on Berlin, we're into this bad boy. And it will be the Ravens kicking things off on the attack. The man that we've discussed a number of different times is going to be starting us off on our screen, sitting in a nice little position over at the library. The bomb is down, and that comes at the hands of Nasty.
And he's able to get out with his life as well. A trade does go down, so it makes it a 3v3 situation immediately. But a lot of pressure coming in from the Thieves players in towards bottom lobby. Draza's able to take down Paul, make it a 3-2. Now with 30 seconds left, Nasty does find one, but Afro, he's the safety net. Even if Nasty drops here, the Thieves players are going to know his position. If Afro can try to take down one, he should be able to close out this round.
Yeah, and you'll see the Thieves try to maybe formulate somewhat of a body shield type of situation. Afro, for one, just has to stay alive, 20 HP. And how about the plays from Afro? Kenny will make him test the shot, and Afro will take that challenge every day of the week. A 2 versus 3, in which Nasty goes big inside of the street. That then sets up Afro in the post-plant position. He'll grab half the Thieves there. And what a start for London.
And that was just good pacing off the rip from London. To go down there aggressively towards that B bomb, get the bomb down immediately, make it a 4v4 retake. Even though the Thieves did have the numbers, this clock was not on their favor. As Afro puts himself in a great position. Or like I said, all you have to do is just take down one of those gunfights, and the last guy is either you're sticking to the defuse or you're going to commit towards that gunfight. And Afro reads it perfectly that London are able to take the first round. But look at this pressure.
I was going to say, an interesting little play. Quite a bit of pressure from everybody over at gold. After the first one to gain some information, he'll take that info and escape with it. Quite literally the scout right now for the Ravens as he and Paul look to make some magic happen, much like they used to in Cold War, and they will find that it very well could be the rotation calling out to their veteran Zero as he'll look to make the play. Catches out the first, catches out the second. Good night to Kenny, and it's all up to Draza. How about the information gained out of London? They call out the rotation. They set up their veteran, and he delivers.
Such a great play call to come in from London to send 3 people basically straight through middle broken, take control of their side trains, and then that forces the Thieves to make a quick decision. They could have potentially got the bomb down there, make it a 4v4 retake, potentially get a kill on the backside of train, but they decide to push through their spawn, and that's exactly how London wanted them to play that round. They ran into the trap of Zero as he was sitting in the back of the spawn, got a 2-piece, and that was 4 up, 4 down. Such a clean round coming in from the Ravens to put themselves up 2-0.
Zero getting some nice information in regards to where the Thieves look to go, and Arcane able to put through his first kill of this search destroy. It only took 3 rounds, and we'll see if he can continue to maybe keep up the pace, rather increase the pace is rather what you'd like to see. But Kenny able to find the second one on to Zero. The game starts to level out in favor of the Thieves, as now it's all up to Afro. A quick 1v4, but he's got information on 2 of them. But so many players, so many things to look at. Thieves started off with the first blood, and they get the one that counts, the one at the end. Solid rounded response.
And that's how you stop the bleeding if you're the Thieves. Just match the aggression with the aggression. Octanes opens up with that first blood. Then eventually they take control of that middle statue area, find a couple kills in towards middle broken. Then in a 4v1 situation, Afro, he does find one, but eventually he gets taken care of. So that was a clean round coming in from the Thieves to make those adjustments, to not sit back and allow London to just be those playmakers, to allow them to be the guys that are going to go out there and try to enforce the round. But the Thieves are able to close it out. Back on the attack they go. Draza, good opening shots into Afro, not able to get the pick though.
You see, Thieves are trying to play around that first blood. It does not happen, but at the very least, Draza tosses out a prayer. Is able to take down Afro in the meantime, but it's been the automatons so far throughout this round 4 from the Ravens. But on the other side, it's the MP out of Envoy, who now brings things square at a 2-2. 55 seconds left. A lot of time to work with if you are LAT.
I'm pretty sure Zero was able to at least spot that player in Draza. Drop down from in a broken. So now you're going to see number 6 and Nasty starting to rotate back towards that top fire building. But Envoy's in a great position to shut this down. He's actually able to spot one. He's going to spot both players. So can he stay alive? Joss is going to be there aggressively with them. So they get the first, but Zero immediately turns it into a 1v1.
Oh, and Zero doesn't know. Zero did not see him go back toward the plat. He thought he might try to challenge this from fire. How about the plays from Envoy up close? I thought, Jay, for a moment he was getting a little bit too aggressive.
Yeah.
But his ability to stay alive sets up Draza for one and then seals the deal in the 1v1. Made Zero think, rather, that he was going for the pinch. Again, the Thieves staying with us.
That round all falls on Envoy's hands. He was able to work his way through the middle of the map, find himself behind a player in towards backfire. Finds that kill, makes it a 2v2 situation, and then He gives that information like, hey, I have control of their spawn. You can wrap this back, get this bomb planted for free. And then even in the 2v2, he disengages from the engagement, allows Johnson to eventually get in the fight, and they were able to clutch up huge plays coming out of the Thieves.
Nice shots from Zero off the start as well. Pepper's up too. He's gonna have that information for the team. Fight's already going on toward the back alley. Kenny responds with the first, and Draza. Elite gets the information. He stays alive, but at the other end, it's the Ravens who come through with 3 big ones. 2 out of Paul X specifically. And they're aware of Draza's position. Paul says, thank you very much. I'll take down the final 3. Give him the hat trick.
And right there, the Thieves, they send 4 players towards that A bomb. It's a 4-on-4 battle. The only thing is they weren't expecting a Paul X to go in there and pop 3 kills on the round. Great adjustments coming in from the Ravens. Just like I said, keep up with that aggression. It all starts by getting that first blood, and Paul X, he does the rest, picks up the final 3 kills on the round for the Ravens to stop the bleeding. Now go up 3-2 back on the defensive side.
The Thieves finally making the play over at B. Seen quite a few A attacks. We'll see if that man Octane can find a first blood. Right now sits at 1-4. The man that we talked about. We'd love to see him step up in the search destroys. We know he's got the talent for it, but Nasty, despite having a few melees at his feet, is at least able to take down 1. And speaking of 1, it is a solo mission now for Paul X. If there was ever a time to come away with the clutch, now could be the time. But sitting on that 3 spree, we'll see if he tries to make an attempt at it, but not a whole lot of time. Get some info there on to Kenny. It appears he will play for the streak, Jay.
Yeah, Paul X is not going to give up his life for free. If you're the Thieves, you potentially want to try to shut him down on this kill streak. As Kenny, he is going to be able to spot him. So now Envoy trying to put himself in position to pick up this kill. But Paul X, he actually reads it, and he's able to win the gunfight as well. So even though the Thieves are able to win the round, good progression towards that B bomb. Get it down. They get a couple of trades. Nasty, I thought he put himself in a great position to at least get 2. The movement was a little funky. Finds himself on top of a red barrel. It's a little scary, just in case. But the Thieves, they're able to win the offensive attack. Getting that B bomb planted exactly what you want to do. Even though Paul X does pick up that last kill, it's still going to be lingering in the back of the minds of the Thieves players that he's on a 4-3. We need to shut him down.
Yeah, they absolutely know. And nice kill at the end, by the way, from Paul X. I'm not sure if he spotted the top of the head, but that's just one of those kills where you almost wish that we couldn't see through the walls a little bit, just to show how impressive something like that was. But into round number 7, all square at 3, and Nasty again able to deliver the first, and also has some words on the second. He's also going to lay down the objective potentially, as long as Octane cannot do some damage from the middle. Overall, the trade still favors the Ravens. A 3 versus 1. It's going to have to be the ace at a good old Sam LaRue. 35 seconds to work with on that objective. A tall task and then some. Give him all to Nasty.
That was nasty out of Nasty to go in there aggressively. Obviously, you have Zero who's watching the cross. So Zero's giving them the information like, hey, you guys already have the man advantage. If you can potentially pop a 2 pieces, a free bomb plant. Nasty said, don't worry, guys. I'm going to take care of it myself. Especially with the way that he played on that map number 1. Confidence is flowing through his veins. Finds the first 2 opening kills. Makes it a 4v2. And then Zero, he does a great job of not initially dying to Octane. He picks up that kill of the player that was going to the late flank, forces it to a 1v4. And an Octane, still a great search and destroy player, just not going to be able to clutch it up right then and there, as the Ravens are able to go up 4-3. But you see the Thieves. This time they're going to be taking that bomb over towards A. Ravens are slowing down the defense.
Swing round already. Much needed W if you are the Thieves. Envoy gets tagged up, and Draza not able to deliver. Paul X does fall off the streak, so somewhat of a positive if you are LAT. Player number 3 in Kenny. Still looking for information toward the middle side of the street, and he will find his second of the round. Great work coming through from Kylo Ken. And I believe that Kenny's also got some information on one side of the map, but it's Nasty on the other side. Flank after flank. Nasty now brings it to a 2 versus 2. You saw LAT aware that Zero's got to be back here somewhere. They've worked so hard to get this one done, and they'll be awarded for their efforts. Nasty it be, but it will be the bomb being planted now over at A. Envoy will lay down the objective, and can Nasty do it again?
Down to 1v2. Nasty's going to work his way all the way around the backside of the spawn. These players do have some kind of information. He's going to be trying to attack this from B. But once he spots Envoy in that corner, you're going to know that it has to be a crossfire setup. He's going to go for the chase onto Envoy. Not going to be able to get the kills. Octane watches over him just in the nick of time to pick up that kill. Great round coming in from the Thieves to not rush play that round. Nasty, he was able to find that kill onto Kenny in towards the back boathouse. You force it to a 2v2, but right there is where the Thieves need to make a game plan. They decide, hey, we're going to push through the back of their spawn. We catch Zero with his pants down in the back of the fire building, make it a 2v1 situation. Let's get the bomb planted. Let's play corners and play the trade. Perfectly executed out of the Thieves. Even though Nasty he had every single ounce of information right there to clutch that round, just not able to do so. 4-4.
4-4 indeed. Big round specifically from Kenny. Gets the information. Nice work done. Oof. And Kenny could be erased from this round had that bullet not gone through the fence. It's another chance at life as the bomb quickly planted again at a big Byron. Mr. Plumridge doing the objective work as Paul was able to answer early. Draws it on the other side. Stunned inside a library. That could set up Paul X for another kill. So dicey, so careful, but drops as well. Draws it for 2. A 2 versus 3. Bomb is down. And the Thieves, knowing exactly the way that London love to play this, we saw it just a few rounds ago. Afro in their preferred positioning. He'll take down 2. It's a double for Afro. And with the time left, Octane will not go for the defuse. 0 versus Octane, sure. Octane wins the fight, but it is Afro. Both kills on the site. And what a play from him as the Ravens put themselves up 5-4.
This has been a great search and destroy from the Ravens. With the early offensive attacks that they have just been putting a lot of pressure towards that A-bomb. So you think the Thieves, right there on their defensive setup, they're saying, hey, we're going to attack this stupid and broken. We're basically going to give up B for free, and hopefully they attack this A-bomb. But it throws them completely off guard because, once again, it puts them in a 4v4 retake kind of situation. Now, with the clock not being on their side, Afro does what he needs to do by taking that player off the bomb. He doesn't really need to pick up the second, but if you find 2, that's even better. Forces it to the 1v1, and then 0 plays the clock beautifully to close out the round. Ravens, 1 round away from closing this out, and you see Nasty in a position already at this B bomb. The pressure's going to be here. 0 also here for the assistance.
That's just great, at least for 0, to give Nasty all the information that he needs. Oh. He sees it. Shout out to the Hot Hands Lounge, letting us know exactly how that play formulated. It's the vet giving the young gun the information, and right on cue, he will deliver. The barrel a little too close for comfort there if you're Envoy. Really not a whole lot of information to work off of. They've got 2 players over at the library. Envoy sliding on through. Not confident in getting this bomb down because, Jay, he's got nobody with him.
Yeah, they're not giving the Thieves any breathing room. They said, hey, you got to watch your flank. You got to watch your front. You got to at least try to open up with the kill. But Nasty, shooting in the way that he is able to take down 2 on the round. Octane does get the trade, but now it's all left up to Octane in the 1v3.
The human turret. Can he deliver? Paul X with the info over at the statue, and that will be the game in the books. The Ravens answering in the search and destroy, the one S&D that has held them back so many times is the one that will promote them now to a 2-0 advantage versus LAT again, Jay. It is a roster with a substitute, taking one of the better teams that we have in the CDL. My goodness.
3-2 on the series so far. Needs to have that same exact performance here because this is a tough matchup. On the side of the Thieves, they're undefeated, like I said, but their team KD on this map is sitting at a 1.11. On the outside for the Ravens, they're 4-3. Their team KD is at a 1.06. So it's basically almost even. But the Thieves, you put it on their side that they're a little bit more comfortable on their map.
Oh, and I love, though, what we're already seeing from Afro. He instantly flanks to the backside of P1, finds 2 off the start, aware of the talent that this Thieves roster has, regardless of on attack or on defense. The Thieves, as you said, Jay, are no joke on Gavutu, specifically on control. They've yet to lose it, and despite the nice plays coming through from Afro, Thieves will finally establish some control inside of the boat. 0 and Afro, they both get sent home packing. And into the respawn screen as Paul, he gets made quick work of as well. Halfway through at that A zone, and it just appears the Thieves will not fall. The nice kills comes through from Nasty that will halt things for the moment.
You see number 4 in their base, which is going to be Envoy, just trying to cause so many problems on the backside of the couple players of the Ravens, trying to at least stall this clock by hopping this B point. He eventually does get taken down. And London, they're able to retake map control. So now if you are the Thieves, you have to try to chain a couple of these kills together.
Ooh.
Envoy with the teammate onto Kenny, even though he does pick up that kill, does make it a 3v2. So they're able to at least eliminate all these players from this 8 point. Almost the second tick of progression is about to be done.
Nice nade comes in from Nasty. And Afro's going to give this one another go. He wants the challenge for it. He'll win the fight. He'll actually take the fight versus Draza. Envoy in a position to try and clutch. It's all up to player 3. That being Kenny, has to go for 2. Not able to do so as the Thieves will continue to cycle in players. And this is going to be somewhat of a frustrating moment. If you're the Thieves, you're throwing more lives at this than you would like. Now in the back of their base, but Kenny finds a double. That could be the opener. The Thieves yet to capture A up to this point. And I believe it's Afro who sits in the bottom. Still waiting, still lingering as Afro goes for 2. It's Afro who goes for 2. 10 seconds. And as you said, Jay, they've got to go now. They've got to go at this. Time's starting to slip away. Is it going to be an opening round for the Ravens? Clock will stop at 1.8. Paul X shaves one off the top of the tank. And Zero, knowing that there's a glimmer of life, decides to challenge for 1. Pulls out the pistol, gets dropped. Afro falls, and it will not be the capture. It will not be the capture. The Thieves don't get it.
Wow, what an insane round coming in from the Ravens. And then just in the nick of time, I'm pretty sure it was like 1.5 seconds left. And Nasty comes down P1 steps, able to win a huge one-on-one onto the play that was sitting on that 8 points. So the Thieves are not able to complete either one of those segments. And they also lose the round by at least 1 kill, with Nasty clutching up at the very end to give the Ravens their very first round of this map number 3. I mean, just tell you, man, I thought that the Thieves were going to be able to close that one out. The Ravens were not going to give up easy, man. The nonstop pressure coming in from these young players.
And as we said, I mean, obviously they lose the coin flip, so we're gonna be playing Gavutu regardless. But then to be like, yeah, we're gonna play Gavutu hardpoint. Let's do this. Let's just go ahead and play what we feel comfortable with.
Oh my!
That is 3. Nasty specifically on the 3 spree. Go ahead and give him the 4th. Go ahead and do it. Big Byron is having himself a series and looking to continue to go off. That'll be 5 in a row. As you just see, the Ravens are feeling all kinds of confidence as Paul nearly finds 3 in a row himself. A minute stopped on the clock as player number 5 and 0 has snuck his way through over at the B zone.
And this is what the Ravens are able to do so well. They cause so much problems at 1 point, which eventually allows 1 player to sleep through and try to at least get that first segment on that B point. 0. He is going to get taken down before he does so. But now this opens up A. Nasty finds a huge kill onto Octane. You see him trying to take top gun positioning. Couple players from the Thieves still trying to contest this from the bottom middle of the map. If you're Nasty, all you want to do is try to stay alive here. Envoy does find 1. Afro with the trade, but just kills going back and forth. Afro able to come out on top.
Oh, and that's an unfortunate little angle as Envoy not aware that he was over at the top gun, or at least forgot about it. So as Nasty sits toward the top, it is Paul who will linger in the objective. Clock stopped at 34 seconds. As Paul drops, it's now an all-out headbutt in the bottom side of the boat. We'll see what Afro looks and elects to do is he'll make his way onto that B zone. So the Thieves got 2 things to worry about. Not just that A progression, but also some plays being made over at the beach side as well. Time still ticking away, but Envoy with the double. Paul X literally goes into the abyss. I have no idea what just happened to him. Excellent plays out of Envoy at 14 and 9. Staying alive from range as well. Alive by 4 HP. 10 seconds left, and is it going to be an equally dominant defense out of the Thieves side as they desperately need some momentum going in their favor, being down 0-2. A great nade tossed out as Afro gets brought down as well from the back. That is going to be a clean 4 down. The Thieves answer.
And it all comes on the back of Envoy. If he doesn't pick up that 2-piece, there's a lot of commotion going over there towards B. But if he doesn't pick up that kill, on that 8 point. That's going to be the Ravens walking away with that, extending it by a minute, and then the round goes deeper into it. But Envoy, such a huge clutch two-piece to secure the defensive round for the Thieves. Finally able to put some momentum on their side, and they were also able to outslay by at least 2 kills there. So if it does go to a round number 5, the Thieves are currently up by 1. But back on attack they go.
I'm so glad I got you, Jay. I would have no idea. I'm just looking at all kinds of numbers. I don't even know what to do with them.
Good with numbers, my friend. I'm good with them.
You are indeed. You are indeed. It's a nice double. That's all that I can do. Nice double coming in from either side. Half the lobby drops in just a matter of seconds, and just like that, we'll see how the Thieves elect to try to play an early mid-round decision. As Draza initiates the fight over at the tank, he falls. Meanwhile, Envoy, nice wins over at the top side of the ship. And so with the arrows directing the way that they are, the Ravens elect to make a few plays through B. And really it comes down to the team's got to stay alive for as long as they can over in the ship. And as long as they do so, that pinch is not going to matter nearly as much. The pinches aplenty. Pinches aplenty. Oh, comes with 2.
Oh!
Away the final with the pistol. 5 in a row for Paul X. As we said, having a resume-like game, letting everybody know in the CDL, I'm available, baby. I'm available. 25 seconds left. The Thieves, they've got to do something.
Thieves just have to get out of their spawn. Nasty has been in their base basically since the beginning of this round. Only 20 seconds left. The Ravens are starting to slay, picking up every single kill in the feed. What was just a 1-kill lead on the side of the Thieves is now going to be a 6-kill lead going into this round number 4. If the Ravens is able to hold the line, even with Afro giving up that free team kill, does not matter. The Ravens are just answering and doing the easy work on the defensive side. Puts them up by 6 kills in this round number 4. So if I'm the Ravens going into this offense, all right, if we can go out there and complete A and only try to contest B, that's our best case scenario. But you want to make sure that you keep the kill department in your favor for that round number 5.
I guess this is one of those situations, or maybe if you're both sides, you're like, well, I guess it's okay that it's not going by ticks, right? I mean, at least the kills are somewhat close. Nobody has yet to fully capture that A zone. We'll see if the Ravens will be the first team to do it, as Envoy will strike first, now reaching the highest kills in the lobby. This will be joined alongside by Nasty. Can Envoy be the difference maker? Can he be the playmaker as he was in the one round that the Thieves have got to claim for themselves? You got to imagine a moment like this for LAT. You just got to stay composed. This is a round that you're expected to take. A defense on Gavutu surely should be yours. With a nice double and 0 contesting over at that B zone, it's a lot to worry about if you're the Thieves. As they get strike down, it's now the Ravens' opportunity to continue to push out this B lane.
Yeah, they're going to be able to complete this first take of aggression as well. Paul, like some great shots onto Draza. As you see, they're not even worried about this 8 point. They are just trying to pick up all the kills. They're currently up by 6, or currently up by 2 lives in this round. So that puts them up by 8, but eventually the Thieves are able to shut down that B pressure. But still, a couple of the Ravens players just being nuisance in the back of the spawn of these players. Afro's here. He's able to take down 1, takes down the second as well on a 5-3 working towards some streaks.
Nice plays being made from Afro. Oh, the slide. He waits, he hesitates, but it works out perfectly. Great shots coming through from Afro. 1 away from the streak. And you got to imagine that tongue has got to be flying. Ayo, indeed. Nice shots. Oh, Envoy able to take him down. As the Thieves, a moment to breathe, but they've got to get right back into the objective. Draza finds himself on the flank, over toward the middle, wipes away the players over inside of the A zone. A 2-for-2 trade as the Thieves look to continue to do some damage control.
You are the Thieves. You just have to try to minimize this kill deficit that they're currently down. Puts them at 9 right now with 30 seconds left. If you're London, starting to total up. Probably want to complete this 8 point because this is definitely a winnable round now that they have that early tick progression towards that B point. Draza, good shots to be able to at least take down 2 players off of that 8 point. 27.5 is here. The contest is here. Draza is able to find 3. Octane with a little bit of assistance to give him the 4. But the Ravens, they were able to secure that 8 point, extend this time by a minute.
They do extend it. You notice as the Thieves take down a few players in the boat, they instantly rush toward the spawn, aware of the trap that they can get the Ravens in. Farthest pushed up player is going to be Afro. As he takes down Envoy, the nice nade from afar comes through from Zero. Kenny still sits in the base. He still sits on the outside of you while Draza looks to lock down middle. Back-to-back headshots. Can he find the third with the pistol? The answer will be no, but a good halt so far from LAT, as every player that's been pushed up past the 50-yard line has instantly been met with bullets. It's not looking great so far for London, and the question will come in at some point, Jay. Do the Ravens look to slow down knowing the kill advantage that they've got? Or do they try and push this one? It appears that they are parking the bus for the moment. 20 seconds left. It looks to be around for the Thieves.
Yeah, Ravens, they want to make sure that they get defense for that round number 5. But as I say that, they're still giving up a couple of free kills. Envoy, he's trying to at least give his team the opportunity to get the defense. Octane does take down one. But kills are just going back and forth. The Ravens, I'm pretty sure with that last couple of kills at the very end, they will be able to secure the defense going into this round number 5. It got a little scary though on the Thieves. If they do not shut down Afro when he's pushed up towards green, he was on a 5 spree. You would have seen a totally different gameplay if the Ravens, if Afro picks up that glide bomb, they're saying, okay, we completed this 8 point. We got the glide to work with. We can go out and try to close it out right here with this offensive win. But they did not pick up those streaks. They played it safe. They make sure they had the kill lead, so that should give them the round 5 defense. Here we go.
Here we go. Could it be double Gavutu victories? The Thieves on attack. Will this be the 3-0 sweep for the Ravens? Or can the Thieves answer back? We'll have to find out as Octane starting things off nice. The early kill, they're on to 0. And we know what Afro loves to do. The flanks, and then some more flanks. Already in the base he goes, catching off Envoy. 3 fall straight in the feed. The Thieves look to balance things out, get some pressure through middle. A nice double comes through from Kenny. Still alive, still hanging out, and still thriving as 3 players sit strong in the bottom side of the boat. The Thieves look to stack, and that'll be the first hit guaranteed.
And this is what makes Ravens so good, because look at the pinch that Zero is able to set up. Goes all the way around through low beach side. Finds that kill towards top cliff. This is going to allow his teammates to eventually break on into this 8 point. Paul X finds one. Nasty finds one. Last player up is going to be Envoy, as he's able to take down Paul X. As Octane does win the gunfight onto Afro, but still a lot of pressure coming in from London through these late flanks, through the middle of the map. Thieves are able to shut that down. They should be able to secure this 8 point, extend this time by a minute.
Oh, the first time we've seen an A capture.
There we go.
It happens in round 5. It's time to get mixy. It's time to get crazy. Kenny with the auto up close inside a ring. Shut down. Unfortunate if you're Kenny, but still got a lot of time. 1:40 on the clock. As we said, a map that LAT has relied on so many times, undefeated as they come into this final round, as they find a nice double for the opening. The first attempt, really the first look at that B zone, and they've got a 3 versus 1 established over at the tank. Job done on the first, but it's Afro and Paul X who can find 3 of their own. How about the retake out of the Ravens? Picture perfect. 1:15 left.
Now it's all about holding the line if you are the Ravens. Take a little bit more of that map control. Get yourself towards that top ring. See, they have full control of that. The Thieves have a minute to work with. They're trying to attack this positioning from that top ring. Paul X takes down one. Unfortunate team nade comes in from Envoy, so now it's a 4v2. Nasty's able to at least win the engagement here, 1-on-1. Fortunately, he is going to lose the gunfight, so the Thieves, they do have ring control for now. 45 seconds left. The Ravens, all they have to do is hold down this cross.
As we said, that's really the checkpoint. If you're the attacking team, you get toward P1, you have a chance, you have a constant lifeline. It's the 1-for-1 to start. Kenny and Paul X both off spawns for the respective teams. A lot of green pressure coming in from the Ravens as they trade out once more. Octane hanging out with the AR as Afro puts in some shots from range. He gets taken down by the nade. The clock will be stopped as Draza does everything he can to hold on to the objective, but that one gets taken right out from underneath him. By no means a life count advantage as Envoy somehow stays alive inside a ring. 6 versus 11, the final push out of the Thieves. Can Envoy be the playmaker? Can he be the playmaker? Up close, can he catch Paul out? No, he will not. The great coordination, the great double comes in from Nasty as he will eventually drop 8 more seconds. It's gonna be on to Kenny. Can he get here? No, he gets dropped as well, and that will be the 3-0 sweep out of the London Royal Ravens. Not at full strength, but watch them fly. Taking down one of the best teams in the CDL with a substitute on double Gavutu. Give me a break.
That is what you call a statement coming in from the Ravens to get it done, not even with their full roster. Typical performance from Paul X from start to finish, man. He was so consistent, but the player that we have to highlight, it has to be Nasty. The performance that he was able to put up on 2 Gavutus with that AR in his hand versus players like Octane and Kenny and even Draza with that third AR in his hand, he was dominant from start to finish of this series. The Ravens